Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining in today. My name is Zanzi, and I'm the host of the Showcase AMA series here on the Polygon Discord. Today, we got a special guest. We have the CEO of Space Metaverse. How are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Happy to be here. Thanks so much for inviting us.
Yeah, absolutely. Super excited to have you here. So I always like to kick these off doing some like introductions. Um, why don't you tell us a bit about your backstory, what you were doing before crypto, what got you into crypto, and then everything like ultimately leading up to getting involved with working on Space
Yeah, sure.
Metaverse.
Yeah, sure. So actually the cool story is I've been in and out for a while. So back in 2013, I was mining Bitcoin out of my college dorm while I went to UBC in Vancouver with a couple of my friends. And then we moved out of the college dorm and started mining out of our apartment where electricity was included. And no one would even like think of the fact that you're trying to mine something. That we just kept telling them we have a lot of computers. So that was my original entry into it. I then made the Bitcoin Club at UBC with a couple of my friends, and one of my friends ended up being president there. I then ended up working for an IoT wearables company. I then moved to Los Angeles in 2016, where I was a HTC Vive dev kit tester, and I helped a bunch of different VR startups at the Series A stage, which kind of like got my you know big interest in where things are headed with VR and augmented reality and extended reality. And from there, I actually was involved in helping FC Barcelona start their esports team. In 2020, just before I started Space, I moved to London to work for a company called Zap, which is a 15-minute last mile delivery for essentials. And I think it's around then that, together with my co-founder from Call of Duty, my other two co-founders from Somnium Space and from Netflix Games, we started having a lot of conversations about like, hey, where's all of this heading? Is land economics this time actually going to work out the way that people are assuming it's going to work out? And very quickly became obvious to us that, hey, it's not a wrong assumption to believe that land is going to be something like a top level domain and play a huge role in bringing into fruition the 3D internet. Some people call it the metaverse, or a lot of different names. So that's what got us initially excited, and it became very clear to us as well that there's going to be categorical leaders in this topic. And it made sense for my background and a lot of my business partners, from our experience and from our opportunity. We it seemed very evident to us that eventually there's going to be a lot of commerce activity and new ways that people are going to have jobs in the metaverse. And we wanted to be the one that provides a solution of that sort.
Yeah, definitely. That makes a lot of sense. And I gotta say, it's really cool to meet a fellow Canadian within the space. I'm just based in Ontario. And yeah, it sounds like you really have a
Yeah.
fantastic technological background and like you're definitely a pioneer, that's for sure. So, let's talk a bit more about Space Metaverse. You already talked about what inspired it a bit, but what is Space Metaverse?
Yeah, sure. The company is actually called Just Space. Space is basically a commerce virtual world, which enables people to create their own virtual stores, subscription rooms, ticketed events inside of our virtual world. And basically, the big value prop of what we're excited about is it's a web-based virtual world that you can access from desktop web, mobile web, web VR, web XR, and we've made it incredibly easy for people to create their own virtual stores. So if any of you have experience building inside of other virtual worlds to date, you would be familiar with the CAD-like editor virtual world builders that you're familiar with, which is a skill set that you have to build up. And so, we wanted to provide people with a photorealistic, hyper-realistic virtual world that you can access from the web, and for merchants to be able to super easily build their own virtual stores by providing basically an easy builder. And I'll show you guys a bit of it later as well. So yeah, that's kind of what space is, and what got us really excited about problem solving to make it easier for the next generation of creators.
Yeah, definitely. So where are you guys at currently in your development journey?
Sure. So we launched the first version of the alpha around November, December 2021. So it's just a couple months old. We It works now on desktop, mobile, and WebXR. So if you go on trispace.com or app.trispace.com, we can pop right into an experience. Um, we've already partnered with a bit over 230 brands, merchants, some of the bigger ones, including Pangaya, Burgunder, New York Fashion Week, let's see, Creamfields Festival Thailand, Diplo, Blondish, and many more, mainly around art, music, and fashion, which we believe is going to be initially the most successful direction for us. We also have a bit over 120,000 signups inside of our world, guest and email. So yeah.
Yeah, those are some great math metrics, and I gotta say, I'm a big Diplo fan, so that's a fantastic partnership. All of them are though, truly. So I understand you guys have some treasure hunt going on right now. Like, what's going on with that?
Yeah. So let me show you guys how cool it is. So basically, there's a treasure hunt. Obviously, doing it our whole platform on Polygon. But the idea is that you're supposed to go and explore inside of the world and find these treasure hunt rocks, basically space rocks. And if you find them and you found the right one, then you'll be able to mint it and be part of the ones winning an artifact Nike shoe. So it's really cool NFT to win. Really believe in that project and believe that the value is going to keep increasing. So it gives us an opportunity to create a treasure hunt where people will explore our virtual world as well as have a chance to win something.
Sweet, and that's going on right now. And how long is that running for?
Yeah, that's going on right now. It's going on for a little bit more, a couple more weeks. And I want to show you guys something actually that's really exciting and makes it quite easy to try out our experience in general as well as get involved with the treasure hunt. And I'll give away a little trick as well. So let me see if I can share my screen here. Do I have the permission?
You
I
definitely
believe
should.
so. 1 second. Cool. Okay, so if you guys can see my screen, I'm just loading up one of the virtual rooms. Burgunder, they're actually selling a limited. They're selling a limited right now, which is almost sold out. And so this is kind of part of the experience. You walk into these experiences. They're social. They work. You can also emoji react and chat with people in the room, and then you can just add to cart and check out. Now, you'll see that in some of these rooms, there's going to be something that's indicative of the treasure hunt. Now, it's not in this one, but I'll take you guys to the treasure hunt base where you'll get to see something that it gives the whole instructions for the treasure hunt as well. And it's kind of one of the experiences we're most proud of actually, because it's got background sound, it's got like a walking direction. So basically you flip through here, you can hold shift to run faster and read all of this fun stuff, and then you'll walk into the experience itself, where you can run into people, meet people, chat with them, draw if you want to, and you'll see the shoe and a bit more explanations. And you got to find one of these, and they're in all of our rooms. So look out for these, and then you'll click on them, and boom, that might have been your lucky try or not. So keep looking for them. It's a really cool prize. We're hoping to keep giving away awesome prizes to our users and our community. We really rely on building a really exciting community with space, because at the end of the day, it's an open virtual world. So while it's commerce driven, the idea is we want our community to be the ones that define the laws of our world, that commit code to the future versions of our world, and that become the policemen of our world to make sure that we keep providing a safe and exciting experience.
Yeah, definitely. I was actually flipping through a couple of the worlds myself and stumbled upon several winning rocks. So, and I've entered the contest. Full disclosure. But yeah, that was really fun to see and go through all the different worlds. Like, some are just like party rooms, and some people are selling a large variety of merchandise. So, and you guys have several payment methods integrated. What are all like the payment into methods you plan on integrating in?
Yeah, sure. So I mean, we have a long-term goal to find ways to become more cross-chain, but Polygon's our first partner, the one that we been working with the longest. The idea is to be quite frictionless as well to people that are not yet in Web3, just because of the nature of commerce. So you can also, you can log in with MetaMask. You can also join as a guest or join by email. You can pay and check out with credit card or crypto, and there you have the opportunity to do with MetaMask or Wallet Connect. And as you guys all know, Wallet Connect allows you to pay from a bunch of different sources. So yeah.
Sweet. Why did you guys? Is there any particular reasons that you chose to start with Polygon to deploy on?
Well, I mean, I know Sandeep and Shreyan since we started this project. I'm a big believer that gas fees should not be high. We really believe in like high scale, low transaction fees. And I'm a big believer in the project, so it was kind of like inevitable for us to take this direction. I think it'll definitely help us to reach mass adoption. Um, it's also one that has a really great community of both users and developers. And we're hoping to get to know most of you a lot more closely and to build exciting things together.
Yeah, for sure, most definitely. And something I want to point out, guys, if you have any questions for Batis, just drop them in the voice chat text channel, or there's also a text channel for the voice channel we're in right now. So either of those channels work. Well, we're lucky enough to have him here to be able to ask him some questions about his fantastic project. Um, Another thing, like I want to ask is like as a user, say I wanted to leverage um, space to have my own 3D web store where users could walk around. Like, how easy is it for me to build my own space to sell my own merchandise?
Incredibly easy. We're actually going through a new release right now as I'm speaking. So there's it's about to become even easier. But basically, the idea is we took a kind of like Squarespace or Wix type approach to building a virtual store. So rather than kind of like the advanced builder or having to hire someone to build your own virtual store, we wanted to make it so easy that you yourself in a matter of like 3 to 4 minutes could set up your own virtual store. So why don't I show you guys? It's actually incredibly awesome. I have here. Okay, awesome. So when you go on app.trispace, make sure you sign up. We definitely would appreciate it. And then you click on create space. And when you click create space, it basically opens up this wizard, this setup wizard. And so I'm going to click store. From here, I'm going to choose to make a public store. I'll make it for business, not for fun. And from here, you can pick from all of these beautiful templates that we've already provided for people to use to build. So I'll pick this. I don't know. Maybe I'll pick. I'll pick this large shop. Here's an example. And then you go through, you give it a name, you fill out all of this description, and I actually have one ready that I can use here to show you what it's like. But basically, once you fill it out, this business information, you'll have one of these rooms. And what it looks like is basically you have this store manager. And the store manager is kind of like your own like 3D Shopify, 3D Etsy, 3D Amazon kind of experience where you're adding your own products. We're about to release actually our own phygital minting solution where you can have a digital and a physical basically forged as one value proposition. And I'll be demoing it to you today, but basically you click to make a new product, you fill out all the information, you upload the thumbnail. Anyone, by the way, who needs help rendering a 3D product, feel free to at Batis or at Space Metaverse in Twitter. We're here to help and provide as much help as you guys need. And so here I've made the first product, and Arrange Space is basically the decorator mode. And so you'll enter as a first person shooter into decorator mode, where you walk around your own room, and you see these predetermined blue boxes where you can basically place the product that you want to sell. So I'm about to walk in here. As you can see, the templates are beautiful. This was kind of our big thing, is we wanted to make it super easy for people to have their own experiences that feel like their own, but that are just outstanding out the box, And so, for example, here, as you can see, I've already placed some, and when I click it, it's super easy to just add to cart again from scratch for people. So that's kind of the idea. And there you saw that it was like really that easy to set up your own virtual store and to sell something within it. It really took us like less than 3 minutes. And if anyone needs help, I'm happy to run the session just tutorialing. We're planning to do a couple of hackathons throughout the year where people can win for setting up their own best virtual store. And yeah, look out for a virtual mirror that will be dropping soon, where your customers can actually try on the clothes and hats and stuff like that themselves.
Sweet. This is really exciting, and I think it's one of the features that I'm most excited for is the implementation of digitals. It's going to be really nice to have a I don't know, like simplified user experience to sell your own merchandise as digitals. And
Yeah, for sure. So I mean, there's a couple of exciting beliefs in digitals being the future. I believe it might even go through like a better, more attractive name than digitals. Is not like the greatest name, but I really believe that the solution and the value proposition of having a digital belonging collectible that your avatar can wear in these worlds, and then having the physical item in the real world, and forging them together, um, it's going to be a really powerful 2-for-1 proposition for people, because you can use it to flex on your avatar in the worlds, and inside of space, and of course in the real world. It's going to be, I think, inevitably at the very beginning, you're going to see a lot of brands do things that make it very obvious that you're wearing a phygital in the real world, whether it's the color or whatever is printed on the t-shirt. And I think that that's going to be part of the excitement and the flex culture there to show off to people, hey, I'm wearing a phygital. And I believe it's going to give birth to all kinds of new consumer and entertainment goods as time proceeds. I mean, we're working with some of them already now in space that are super excited about exactly this step of digitalizing something that was only physical previously.
yeah, it's definitely like interesting being able to walk into a world and like picture things in 3D rather than just like looking at it on a website page like Amazon or something. You could actually like see it on avatars too. So yeah, lots of cool things going on. So
Yeah, definitely. I mean, 3D shopping in itself, I think, like 3D commerce, um, it's going to have its own revolution once people start understanding that what is happening here is same thing as having almost like a live and like real time living breathing three-dimensional website or three-dimensional application. I mean, we're seeing it with other great projects like the Sandbox, where it's going to be a world full of games, and so really what you're building is a game on your land parcel. In space, what I'm really anticipating for people to do is to find their own new business value propositions with their land, because you can stake the land, you can have fractional owners of the land. So imagine if anyone here started a fashion brand or something on their land parcel, people could be fractional owners of your business, helping you promote it, helping everyone would earn, helping you make your business successful. Um, but the most exciting for me is this immersive social experience. So I really believe that 3D commerce has four value propositions. One is, you know, fans, customers, followers are all able to socially engage with each other inside of your experience. Eventually, great projects like WeMeta and other like Web3 analytics platforms are going to help you understand way better than ever what is actually happening inside of your experience, and helping you create an even better and more engaging experience. And also learning what you should and shouldn't do with your brand better than, customer journey experiences to date. Um, Thirdly, I really believe this idea of like virtual mirrors and trying on clothes and zooming in and zooming out and turning around and manipulating the product that you want to buy, and down the road even a vision where like everything is a testable thing for you to play with. Think about the Forza Horizon of the future, where it's not only cars you're driving, but you might be trying on a watch and clicking on it. You might be playing with a hardware and simulating what it's like to own it. So I really believe in this vision, and I also really believe in jobs. I really believe people are going to have jobs in the metaverse. Whether they're store representatives, salespeople, but also just one-on-one, maybe teaching you a language or how to play the drums or any kind of exciting way that people can engage. And I really think it's going to, in its efforts of being, open and owned by its community, be a whole new creators marketplace that has, no place for race, gender, class discrimination, and that really unites the world through these commerce behaviors. So all that to say that the combination of being able to like keep corners as subscription rooms, or even have a subscription room floor, using your garden as a ticketed event for certain events, using your inside room for bidding events or selling items. I think this combination of power that you can have with what commerce could look like is really what I think is what's going to be this new revenue potential for a lot of people.
Yeah, definitely. I fully agree with you there that um, we're on the brink of this like new future where people are just going to be working within metaverses, and like I don't know, we're just everything is going digital, right? Like we're on the frontier of that, so we're going to see a lot more of this happening where there's shop fronts within like a video game setting or a metaverse, right? Like, and so yeah, I think you really
Yeah,
have a
absolutely.
huge advantage getting into this right now. And one thing I really like about what you guys are doing is, you know, like yes, you have the Web3 capability built in where you can purchase things with crypto, but you could also be someone who has no knowledge of crypto or decentralized finance, and you can come in here and participate and still engage with it. And I think in a lot of ways, like that will
Well, I
likely,
well, well I hope I hope we're able to convert some people into the crypto sphere through
yeah,
this way, right? I mean,
yeah, that's
that's
what I was
really the
getting at.
future, but absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, I definitely could see a lot of people coming in who are not like crypto native and experiencing space and becoming curious about crypto for sure, definitely. And so I guess one thing like I always ask every single project is when token, but do you guys even like have plans to issue a token? Is there really a need for you guys to do that, or do you have like something else going on? Like I guess another thing we could talk about too is like how do you guys generate revenue?
Yeah, sure. So I mean, when token, tell me where the bottom of the market is, and we'll be there with a TGE. We have a really exciting idea. I wish Felix, my head of crypto, could have joined us here today, but I'll give you guys some insight. So the idea of the space token, what it's here to do, is that it's not only a payment token. Its main utility is, way beyond just payment of goods and services inside of the space marketplace. Um, it's about creating all new ways that people can earn and engage. So I'll walk you through the couple of different things. So of course, in-world purchases, ability for people to earn from creating their own tools on the add-on tools marketplace for builders to use. There's going to be things like spinning the wheel to win coupons, so that you can, have more ability to shop. There's going to be land staking and ability to stake your land and earn space tokens. There's going to be ways in which basically where you have bought your land parcel and where your store is, you're always going to be within a village of other stores. And the more you guys work together, almost like a commerce guild, think of it as like a Saturday market. If you're friends with the people around you in the bazaar, you're helping promote their store. And there's ways that you can earn from helping promote their store, whether that's simple referral or if that's helping, upgrade the area of your commerce village. These are all these ways that we're working on, basically bringing in MetaFi and new ways of earning for people within our community. Of course, there's going to be royalties that people can earn. The job marketplace is something that's not all too far distance, but something we're very excited about. So yeah, we have a couple of really great utility reasons to have the space token. Feel free to drop more questions if you're interested to know more. We'll also share our land economics and our token economics inside of the platform. But to just talk about revenue and our plans of how to get to revenue. So the idea is every merchant needs to own a piece of land. We're actually going to be selling land quite cheaply. We believe that making land available to most people from our customer interviews is incredibly important. We believe that there's a transaction fee that we can charge just like most people, only that in our case, half of the transaction fees earnings of space go back to the community DAO. And let's see, what else? We really believe people are going to be willing to upgrade as merchants. So they're going to be willing to pay to have like a small, medium, large enterprise size experience where they have a higher data upload threshold, have the ability to have additional row builder tools. And then, as I mentioned, there's many other ways like the community itself can help define ways of earning. So that's really exciting.
Yeah, you just touched on so many exciting things, and I feel like that opens up a lot of questions and curiosity. One question my buddy Twanks.eth had is like, who are your biggest competitors? Do you have anyone that you see as a competitor within the space? And
And look, yeah, for sure. Yeah, of course. I mean, look, I think almost every fourth time we have a pitch, someone's like, how are you different than High Street? I don't really see that as a direct competition because it's a lot more of like a gamified shopping experience within a world where your avatars are wearing the skins rather than this being really a creator's economy where people are able to earn from basically creating their own um, commerce fronts. So I do see it as quite different, although the question does come up quite often. Nonetheless, I do want to say like I'm quite a Web3 purist in the sense that I believe a lot of virtual worlds need to become friends with each other and work together to bring birth to the metaverse. I don't know if you guys heard recently, but I'm one of the guys that basically initiated together with Dirk from Upland this Open Metaverse Alliance for Web3. I'll drop the link here in the chat as well for anyone who's working on another metaverse who'd love to join our alliance. But basically, I think it's incredibly important for virtual worlds to work together to solve very difficult things like portaling between worlds, indexing lands, creating land standards so that land can actually finally become something like a top level domain. We're also working with unstoppable domains on something exciting that I'll mention later. But basically, the OMA 3 is my answer to your competition question. I think right now in these early days, for the metaverse to actually even be a real thing, it's important that virtual worlds unite and agree on the fundamental things to bring it into fruition. Then, yes, eventually there's going to be categorical wars, right? There's going to be people fighting to be the best gaming world, the best social world, the best commerce world, many other topics, casino, erotic, music. And then I'm sure there's going to be subcategory leaders. But for right now, I would say that's the key thing. The key thing is for virtual worlds to unite and focus on what will bring us all the long-term value.
yeah, that just thinking about that really got so many thoughts in my head jogging. That's a better answer than I anticipated. Working in unison, I definitely think would be much better for the space overall, rather than every individual metaverse competing with each other. So yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Um, do you want to touch like a bit more on like the whole like tokenomics and staking land stuff? Like Andre has a bit of a question about that. He's like wondering how you see that looking in the near future. So
Sorry, let me try and get specific for Andre in that case. Are you more interested to know a bit about the governance or the land staking specifically?
I mean, we could talk about both because governance is always a good question too.
Okay, sure. Yeah, I mean, I'm happy to share just the land Git book where you can learn a lot about what the staking is all about. But basically, the idea is that space enables earning of space tokens through a unique staking mechanism called prestige-based staking. Land basically unlocks higher prestige NFTs, which enable higher earning potential of space tokens through this prestige staking. And so the idea is that basically, the backing and how that really works is that every NFT will be backed by our NFT treasury, meaning that you can always redeem your NFT for the percentage of treasury it is entitled to. The backing is only ever increasing and generates revenue from trading fees of the NFTs and their money markets. For the primary sale, basically all land will be sold with a backing of 75%. Yep. Um, all trades are subject to a fee. 69% of the fees accrue towards the treasury, and 21% go to the space treasury, which will be used for further development of space and the space ecosystem and future consumer and entertainment good companies that we want to back and help. Maybe a bit more just on how that exactly works. So like land tiers, there's premium and regular. Premium land is basically these parcels of land are those that have like surround social hubs and be around the larger partners that we've already partnered with. AKA means that you are more likely to be seen, more likely to have increased revenue from stumble upon effect, more likely to be part of people's marketing from screenshots that are taken inside of the world, stuff like that. I hope that kind of answered the question. Happy to go into any more detail there.
Yeah, and you said there's a Gitbook page where users can find all of that information.
Yes, of course. Let's see where that is. I'll drop it in here. I'm just going to go ask one of my team members where it is.
Perfect. Sounds good. And I guess another thing we could continue talking about um, would be partnerships because a couple of the guys are asking about like Decentraland collab or do you have plans for Polygon ID integration? So is there any partnerships that you have planned or would
Polygon,
be interested in that you
Polygon ID is definitely on the roadmap. Unfortunately, it's been pushed back from like other bugs and stuff that were a bit more urgent than introducing a new ability to log in, but it's 100% on our roadmap and coming definitely by the fall. So I'll keep you guys posted on that one. Let's see. Sorry, I cut you off. I think I have a bit of a connection delay. So
No, it's all
sorry.
good.
I'll take a
It's all
second.
good. um, and then yeah, so I guess like the other question was about Decentraland collab. So I mean, you already touched on this a bit, but I'm assuming you would be like, what are your thoughts on like collabing with metaverses like Decentraland, Sandbox? That's something you guys would totally be interested in. I'm assuming.
Yeah, so if you check out my initiative with oma3.org, I dropped it here in the Community Voices chat as well. You'll see that we have already. We work with Decentraland, Sandbox, Crypto Voxels, Alien Worlds, Animoca, Metaverse, um, Dapper Labs, Super World, I said Sandbox, Upland, um, Decentral Games. They're all part of this alliance that we just formed. And anyone here can apply, by the way. You just need to want to be part of a working group and be working on something important in Web3 that's related to helping bring the metaverse into fruition. So definitely, and I think one of the first things you'll see is there's going to be things like embassies in different worlds, hubs basically that you can portal through, avatars that you can use from different worlds in different worlds. Initially, probably a bit more manual than interoperably, but yeah, definitely, all of that is incredibly important.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just checking out the site now, and yeah, it looks fantastic. Those are some like really key strategic partnerships that'll really bring a lot of benefit. So yeah, that's fantastic. Um, so one question I always like to ask everybody is, what are your thoughts surrounding the bear market, and like what's it been like building throughout it? Has it affected you guys much? And do you have any advice for people
Yeah,
currently?
yeah, sure. I mean, I guess I'll give a high level answer and then we can dig deeper. I mean, look, anyone who believes in the metaverse and anyone who believes in crypto understands, just like being a stock trader, we go through ups and downs. It's completely normal. Corrections are incredibly important. And as we saw with, the companies that went bankrupt, like as sad as it is, these things are also very important for market correction. Those are actually the indicators of why a market went bear. And then when these things happen and cancel out the things that are pulling the market down, that's what brings us back into a corrected market that can move with an upward trend. So while that was very objective and straightforward of advice, I know it incredibly is difficult for a lot of startups. It's harder to raise. People start questioning your valuations. It's harder to raise what you wanted to raise. Conversations become more difficult. People start doubting all over the place and panicking. I know a bunch of people that have lost money from friends to fellow investors. It's a very difficult time. I mean, put on your winter jacket, be as frugal as you can, take advantage of government grants and grants that ecosystems are offering you. Reduce your team to what you need really to survive and to grow revenue and users. Um, Stay away from anything that is beyond that right now. We don't, you know, who knows? Who knows when the bottom of the market arrives? I'm I don't know if I know it. I don't know if anyone really knows it. So I would just be incredibly careful, be really frugal, have the tough conversations if you have to lay off people. I know sometimes they can be really scary for founders to deal with them, especially when you don't have fantastic reasons to let go of people. But the survival of your company is the most important thing at the end of the day. Um, and that's something it's difficult and hard to deal with, but important to remember.
Yeah, definitely. That makes a lot of sense. It's a much tougher financial time than everything go up phase. So, um, yeah, thank you for the wisdom. So a question we have coming in from Aditya is regarding a mobile app. Do you have any plans to release a mobile app? And did you already mention that you guys are available on mobile?
Yeah, so hey, the answer is we're right now on mobile web. So if you type in trispace.com on your Chrome browser, you will have a mobile web experience. But as for an iOS or Android app, um, I chose to not prioritize it because right now we're in such an early stage where what really matters for us is for people to click through the site, go into a room and experience it, and hopefully, once we launch the token, get involved in shopping. For us to prove our value proposition and see if it's actually correct, and we don't need to pivot from what we initially thought was our hypothesis before we invest in an iOS app, an Android app, a desktop client, etc. Which in general are not difficult things, but they can be distractions of engineering power. So I think once we have a stronger foothold, maybe once we reach 1 million users, then you can expect an iOS app to drop quite soon. Nonetheless, now just saying it, maybe I'd consider launching like a companion light application, but yeah, not important right now for us.
For sure, that makes sense. Like there's, um, at least it's accessible on mobile now. Can always get around to it later. There's so many other important things to focus on to be like first to the market with like a high level product, right? So, um, is there anything like that we haven't touched upon already that you want to touch on?
I guess let's quickly talk about governance. That might be interesting for some of you guys. So the idea, by the way, we've already gone through a security and audit for our protocol and token. But in regards to governance, and something that you should all be really excited about is that, you know, just like with any Web3 company that plans to do a DAO, you have a very difficult and exciting challenge to try and be like the next Wikipedia, where your whole business is basically run by your community. You can fully rely on them, and they're so amped and excited about it that it's their life's work to help keep your community moving forward. So what we're trying to do with the governance for space is we really want our community to be involved in multiple places. First of all is, of course, landowners defining land laws. I think this is really important, helping also like create market prices for these things and never letting it get too expensive. The second thing is, of course, building out tools for merchants. So if you are a developer and you want to build add-on tools for merchants, similar to like a third-party marketplace, like you're familiar with on maybe WordPress or Shopify, we really want our community to build on there and to provide people with add-on tools that they could earn on. We really want to enable developers to be able to commit code to the open source solutions that we had open to our community so far and in the future. And we want to find ways to incentivize people who are committing code that is pushable and releasable with tokens as well. I think that's incredibly important. And then, of course, policing. I mean, it's not like the coolest word in our anarchist world, but policing is, at the end of the day, incredibly important to stop bad behavior. Bad is, of course, very subjective, but we want our community to define it to not allow for terrible things, like terrorism funding, child pornography, things that everyone has a similar consensus of considering bad. And to make sure that bad actors are not involved in our world and community, disrupting what could be, a beautiful and empowering experience for the creators and workers of tomorrow.
Sweet. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Definitely got to have that in place. You mentioned a hackathon earlier. So what's going on with that?
Yeah, so we ran one right now during ECC in Paris. It was a hackathon for builders, basically. We extended the completion date. So anyone here who wants to click on the create space on trispace.com and build something exciting, let me know that you did that. You can write me on Twitter or you can tweet at Space Metaverse as well. And let us know what you built. You'll be part of basically people that are building their own virtual store. And basically the winner who has impressed us the most with the coolest build, which feels most end-to-end, is going to win 2,500 euros. So it's a decent prize, cash prize for doing something where we will end up promoting your own virtual store anyway. So it's anyway a direct way for you to start making revenue with your cool idea. So yeah, that's the hackathon. It's going on, I think, for another 10 days if you want to get involved. And then I think we're going to do a physical one in Vancouver where we just set up office a couple of weeks ago.
Sweet, that's exciting. So, if anyone here wants to follow up with you guys and this hackathon or anything related to you guys, the best place is to do so. We got your website, trispace.com, Twitter, Discord, Telegram. Would that be all the best places to follow up?
Yeah, sorry, I was on mute. I'm gonna drop here in the chat, however you want to reach me. I'm gonna put it here. Twitter at Batis or Space Metaverse. I just dropped those. And yeah, just let us know if you joined us. We definitely want to have as many merchants as possible doing exciting things, and it's beneficial for both sides. If you build a store and it works and it's exciting, we will promote it as well and help run ads to make sure that you become successful with your store concept.
Fantastic. Yeah, that's. It sounds like there's a lot of incentive for users to take advantage of this opportunity early.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely be a part of it. Sign up today. Join us. Check out the experiences. And let me know, guys. This is our alpha. I really want to know any feedback if something's not working, if something feels buggy, if you have recommendations, if you have feature requests. This is the point of us doing this and getting onto AMAs and getting to know this community. We're really excited about what we're doing. And we're focused on providing an exciting experience. So please let us know so that we can keep doing a better job and eventually releasing a better beta version.
So, does anyone have any last minute questions they want to get in for Batis? Well, we're lucky enough to have him here. Otherwise, I think we're getting
Okay,
toward we're getting
fantastic.
towards the
Well,
end of time.
anyway,
Yeah.
if you guys have anything you ever want to ask or any ideas or whatever, I dropped my information there. I see Barty and Metaverse Master are writing, so I'll wait to answer those questions. I'll stick around a few more minutes as well, but otherwise, hey, we're big fans of Polygon. We want to have as many people of you guys joining us in our virtual world, and we'd love to welcome you guys inside of the experience. So feel free to contact me if you have any questions or need help getting onboarded. Yeah, feel free to just type in here, Metaverse Master.
I feel like there was something that we started talking about, and you said we were gonna come back to it, but it's like slipping my mind right now what that was exactly, and it's bugging me a lot.
Okay.
That's okay though. If it comes back to me, I'll probably just reach out to you directly. Oh yeah, that's a neat concept. Do you plan on doing any live
Yeah,
concerts?
actually. Yeah. I mean, we've partnered with quite a few musicians already, from Ronnie J, Ian Dior, Diplo Blondish. We're working on bringing those experiences live. You can definitely expect a live DJ set from them once it happens. Absolutely.
Cool. Well, that's exciting. I would definitely show up for a Diplo concert. I'm a big fan of him.
Let's see. Commerce Master still typing.
Yeah. Well, we'll wait for him to get his question in, and then we can get wrapping things up if no one else has any questions. And I gotta say, Batiste, it's been an honor to meet you. Really enjoyed this whole AMA. It's been a great session.
Of course, absolutely. We'd love to be back for maybe a Polygon focused build. All right, here we go. I want to play my own metaverse, like easy game, for example. I mean, as we said, this is beginning developing and develop sort of super bad metaverse. Um, okay, sure. So you mean your own virtual world?
I guess since it's a
Uh,
little off topic, we could rephrase it as like, what advice do you have for someone that's looking to build their own metaverse space?
sorry, it was just really loud. Give me one second. Okay, Metaverse Master. So I do have a lot of advice for you. There are things like ExoKit, Webaverse, or crypto boxes, etc., that have a lot of their code as open source already. We will be also slowly introducing this so that communities can use it to build their own things or build on top of what we're building. Um, I highly recommend that you start there. So I'll just drop the names again here so that you can go and play around with those things. Um, I will also find a couple things. If you don't mind, just shoot me. If you don't mind, just write me on Twitter. When I finish here, I will send you a couple more links. I just have to leave right after this to another call. I'm happy to help you suggest, but definitely use as much existing open source code. You'll be surprised how much quicker you'll reach your result that way. Um, Now, with although it's quite sad news what happened to NFT worlds, that's also a really cool approach to like use an open source Minecraft solution or an open source game world solution to build your initial fan base inside of like that. I think that was actually a lot smarter than what we did at Space in the sense that you grew a community really quickly with a solution that already has a lot of users. And then you can always be like, hey, well, we're moving out of here now. We're going now into this, which is our own solution. Come on over. And at that point, you may have already built such loyalty that it's probably not a bad idea.
Fantastic. I think that was some amazing advice. And so everyone that wants to, it sounds like you can follow up with Batis directly, which is pretty amazing. And I want to say thanks so much, everyone, for coming out today and tuning into this AMA session. It's been fantastic having you. Probably one of the best sessions we've ever had. So really thoroughly enjoyed this.
That's really nice of you. Thank you, Zanzi. Yeah, man. Well, anyway, I would love to see all of you guys come inside of our world. I think I will be hanging out a couple more minutes actually in space. If you want to come join me inside of the treasure hunt base, I'll drop the link in here right now. And I'll see you guys there if you want to ask me more stuff voice to voice. All right. Thanks so much, guys.
Yeah, thanks everybody. And let me, if you ever want to do this again, you're welcome back anytime. And I hope everyone has a fantastic weekend. Enjoy.
Thank you so much. Take care.